So when people become Muslim, we often have a lot of drama and a lot of excitement, and there's big announcements and it's publicized. But what we don't hear about is that a lot of these converts or reverts, whatever you want to call them, they leave Islam. They quietly leave Islam without telling anyone. Sometimes they tell people, sometimes they don't. And I have a story of a young woman, a 23-year-old woman in the UK that converted to Islam, and within 6 months she was so fed up that she left it. So I'm going to share this story with you, which she posted on Reddit. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm your friendly Exmuslim, and here we have a story from Majestic Physics 3331. It's a new account. Now, of course, we don't have any way to verify that this is actually a true story. This is an anonymous account. This was just created, and it has all of these details. But it does seem like something we've heard before. And in fact, as I was talking to my girlfriend about this, she verified that she also went through a lot of the same thought process about, let's get into it and you'll see what I mean. So here it says, I'm a 23-year-old female from the UK, not born and raised Muslim. Took my Shahada in November. I won't lie, I felt rushed and was scared to die before becoming a Muslim, or I'd end up in Jahannam. Jahannam is hell. Ever since I reverted, I've noticed that as a woman, I feel more restricted. I'm not allowed to wear nail polish, get my nails done, wear makeup, or get piercings done and show them to non-mahrams. I'm not allowed to dye my hair or wear my favorite clothes without showing my body figure too much, as it risks men lusting over you. It's not my problem if they can't control themselves. The hell? Don't even get me started on plastic surgery or the eyebrow shaping. It's not my fault God made me ugly as hell. She's being funny. If he wants to curse me for wanting to look and feel more beautiful, then I don't know what to do. It's a kind of a funny point. Like, a lot of people are born and are not attractive in certain ways. For example, some people even have like cleft lips, which is a common sort of health problem that some people are, I believe, born with. And sometimes you can have some deformity or some sort of like scar. There's so many different ways that you could potentially not look appealing, or maybe you want to look more appealing. Not to say that everyone has to get plastic surgery, but we're talking about even small things like plucking eyebrows are not allowed, right? In Islam, you can be like, God is going to curse you to hell or something based on the Sunni hadith that you're plucking eyebrows, right? So anyways, so this is the first part of it, is just like not being able to wear proper clothes, like nice clothes, all the blame and all of the responsibilities on women to dress up rather than men for not looking. And then, can't go out, can't do things, she didn't mention other things like swimming. And, these are the things that affect you when you live your life, right? There's like other terrible things in Islam that are probably even worse than this, but these are the things that came to her mind that affected her. Also, I used to be a Protestant Christian before. The church felt like heaven, and God is described to be loving and that we are his followers. However, I cannot the same at all for Islamic Allah. It feels like we are his slaves. It literally describes Muslims as slaves, and he doesn't feel loving at all. You can say that vibe comes from the Quran. Prophet Muhammad is and he married a literal child, and I cannot believe Muslims are defending it as it was normal back in his time. Just what? Yeah, this is a big problem for many women and many men too, but especially women, that marrying a child, like, if you're a young woman, you probably have the experiences already of being a woman and knowing how older men could make you uncomfortable, like the way they look at you and like inappropriate behavior. It happens to all these women. A lot of women have these experiences in life, and so when they hear that this perfect man was marrying a child, that doesn't feel right? It confirms a lot of your feelings that, like, if I have seen bad men behave this way, this doesn't sound like a good man, right? So this is what she's saying. And then she's saying, why do we have to pray 5 times a day when we know God is always hearing and seeing us? Why do I have to pray in Arabic only, meaning the formal prayer? Fajr is the reason why I'm so miserable all the time, meaning like waking up early in the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Everybody has a different sleep schedule. Some people can't have a hard time waking up in the middle of the night. It's like dawn, basically, waking up and then going back to bed. So it messes up the sleep schedule. And then she's saying, I'm not looking forward to my first ever Ramadan. That's another challenge for many, many converts. You get headaches, you're tired. Some people love it, but it's difficult, not getting enough sleep, doing your regular job or school. The 4 madhabs confuse the heck out of me too. So then there's the whole madhabs thing and schools of thought, and the Salafis that don't follow any madhabs. It was confusing. Men getting 72 virgins or wives in Jannah makes me feel sick. I feel like us women are not loved or appreciated at all, right? I feel like we women are merely toys and objects in Islam. I don't even want to imagine what other BS we will be subjected to even in the afterlife. I feel like Islam is a men-favoring religion. She has a valid point here. The point is that the Quran is very much written for men, right? It's like even the companions, the female companions, complain to Muhammad that how come it's always men, 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 men. So this is the fact, like women's sexuality is ignored and downplayed, and men's sexuality is given the priority because it's a religion by men for men. I don't know what to do, she says. Any advice would be appreciated. I'm starting to despise Islam and getting feelings to just apostate and be myself again. Follow Islam. It's straightforward and easy, they said, but it feels like no matter what I do, I'll just piss off Allah, and there are too many steps to remember and too many do's and don'ts. Please help. I don't know what to do. So she's a little bit frustrated, and she's trying to think about how can she get out of this religion, I guess. Maybe because once you convert, there's like social ramifications. Maybe she told some people, maybe she told her family members, maybe she, God forbid, got married to someone, a Muslim man. I mean, there's so many things, right? So I guess she's looking for advice. And then she said, some of y'all are nasty in the comments, but some are lovely. I'm now officially an ex-Sunni Muslim convert. So she left Islam. What she means by nasty, I think some people are like, oh, why did it take you 6 months? Like, it took you 6 months to figure this out. Like, I got comments like that too when I first left Islam. It's like, it took you 15 years to figure this out. Like, as if everyone is born knowing that Islam is false and like they just choose to be Muslim forever. Like, come on. The self-actualization, the enlightenment, the self-realization of the doubts and the actualization of your doubts coming and manifesting into you leaving and walking away from a religion that you may have really committed to and made sacrifices for, that is something else. That's a huge thing. It's very hard to do. It's not easy. So to downplay and just make it sound like, oh, you just left Islam, it took you 6 months. Oh, she's lucky that she managed to leave it in 6 months. Some people live their whole lives and are old, and then they leave Islam and now they're stuck, right? The more religious you are, the more you suffer as a Muslim. So this was an interesting story, and it basically, a lot of what she said coincides with experiences my girlfriend had about being a Muslim. She's a convert as well, ex-convert you could say, and how she felt about some of these things is very much in line with what this woman is saying about how Islam is for men, how it's just puts all of the all of the burden on women, how you can't dress, you can't behave, you can't do anything, she didn't mention some of the other things like swimming, going out, showing your body is a big problem, right? And Muhammad's behavior. I mean, this is a good way to summarize like why to leave Islam. Like, it has just about everything, that a woman needs to know. So I hope anyone that wants to convert to Islam, they read this and they see that these are the massive sacrifices you have to make to be Muslim, and that this is truly not from God. God wouldn't want you to do all this. But, good for her that she figured it out. She's able to leave, and all the best to her in her new life. I'm glad she was able to take these steps and to leave the religion. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Thank you to my patrons for your continued support. This is your friendly ex-Muslim Abdullah Samir signing out.